Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fan takeaways for the Collingwood versus Geelong game. And naturally, there is a lot of input from the fans. I guess it brings the pessimist out of everyone when you have a loss like that. And I'm going to have to sift through some of these because there's that many, and some have a good rationale behind it. Some are just maybe knee-jerk reactions when you lose a close game against an arch nemesis in Geelong. So, umpires, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of repetition. So I'll probably just read one of the many comments that say the same thing and then move on to the next. So we'll go with Sean Grech. I cannot believe Bobby got called as a trip. I personally don't know the rules and the interpretations of that specific adjudication behind the tripping. From what I know, if the tackle starts and ends above the knee, then it's all good to go. In real time, it was hard to tell. Watching it back 3 or 4 times, it's still hard to tell where the tackle ended. Where it started, it seemed certainly above the knee, but by the end of it, it seemed below the knee. That's me as a Collingwood fan, calling it for how I seen it. I'm not sure if you guys disagree, but yeah, it was one of those moments in the game that could have changed everything. In the end, though, guys, we still got the opportunity we wanted, and that was Jack Crisp having a shot after the siren to win the game after being 3 goals down with less than 3 minutes to go. Oi Brownie says, is Myercheck the best contested mark in the competition? This year he's certainly presenting as one of the best contested marks in the competition amongst the likes of your Jesse Hogans, Charlie Curnow, Harry Mackay. I just want to quickly check. I want to do a little fact check while we're here to see statistically where he stands. Historically, he's not a massive contested marking player. He's more that big forward who can compete really well at ground level and never lose an aerial duel. Not so much being a contested mark presence, but geez, he's been more than what he's been in years gone by thus far. Sam Darcy obviously is the best contested marking player in the game right now. Where's Myercheck right now? He's not in the top 20. He's not even in the top 20 this year. He's top 25, averaging 1.5 intercept marks, contested marks a game, which is still incredible. And for the size or for the type of role he offers for the Pies, I think he's presenting overs. But yeah, 2.5 to 3 contested marks at this point of the season where we've played 7 or 8 games. That's like cream of the crop. By the end of the year, if you're averaging 2, you're considered right up there, probably number 1. And Beasley says, crazy to think the boys nearly won the game and bad goal kicking cost the win. Moments, right? Moments, and yeah, it's a positive and in a negative. We didn't give ourselves the opportunity in the last quarter to get ahead. Geelong completely dominated us, and we started off slow, and yet we still had the opportunity to call game, really. Another one from Dylan says, umpires are fucking horrible. Trent says, AFL is corrupt and needs an umpire's overhaul. Ryan Ball Ace says, Danger and Smith can each have a lick of my left nut. Chip_10 says, they need new people doing score review. So I'm a little bit confused. Can the boundary umpire have an impact on what their gut feel is on whether it's a goal or a behind? That clearly influenced the goal umpire to call it touched. Had the boundary umpire not come across and say, yeah, I think it was touched, would have the goal umpire called a goal. And then because it was inconclusive, it would have been a goal in the end. Ethan says, Ethan J. Sims says, goal kicking practice is needed. Missed too many set shots. I think, look, if I'd have to scour through the archives, but we've been a pretty bad side from set shots for the longest time. Like I'm thinking 10, 15 years we've never been too great in front of goal. I think of teams like West Coast, Geelong, really good kicking teams in front of goals. They just don't miss these types of teams over a long period of time. The feelings back says Howe should have been rested against Freo, not Geelong. It's a bang call. I think hindsight is 2020. I understand. Okay, we had the choice to rest and manage Howe. Geelong didn't have the choice to rest Stewart and Myers. They were actually injured or concussed. So I see that side of it. But if we win, are we having that conversation? If Jack Crisp kicks that goal after the siren, are we saying Howe should have played? Cruz McLeavy says, not blaming it on Crisp, but should have taken his time and composed himself. One of my mates said that as well to me after the game, texted me, said, why did Chris rush it? I don't know. Did he have to oblige to the 30 seconds that you usually acquainted with when you take a mark? I'm not too sure. I think I can't read into that too much. Robbed. Umpires played great. Missing goals in front of 30 in front, says Connor, we can't be doing that. Skylar says it wasn't touched. Harvey Flynn says that Goey needs a run in the VFL to build himself back after injury. I hate to say it. H. Dimmitt, JDG is lacking confidence or still carrying an injury? Not the same. There's a few more JDG ones. I want to get them all in before we dive into that. PG_Black and White Heart says, we will never see the De Goey of previous seasons again. He has lost all power from his game. De Goey not fit to perform. Stop playing him, says Wade Miles. Yeah, well, I think if there was ever someone who was exempt from fit to perform, it would be Jordan De Goey. I said in the post-game show yesterday, I said, let's give him a few more weeks and see where we go. We lost a close game. De Goey was non-existent. We know that. But yeah, is he lacking confidence as well now? Does he not have confidence in his ability? Does he not have confidence in his body? Because when the ball hits the deck, you may as well have. It feels like we may as well have another Mason Cox out there when the ball hits the deck around Jordan De Goey, because he's nowhere near it. But I trust he'll get back to where he needs to be come finals period or late in the season where we need him to be fit and firing. So, look, all fair enough claims. He needs to lift, or the club needs to figure out, should he be in the side right now? Should he be resting? Should he be doing another conditioning block? Should he go to the VFL? I can't see him ever playing in the VFL, but does he go to Perth for Fremantle? I don't know. He only played 30% of his game in the midfield. It's tough, eh? There's a photo response here. So on Instagram, this is where you get your say, guys. Pies_footy on Instagram. I say, what are your fan takeaways? And this bloke, Cohen07, sent this. I'm sure you can gather as to what that is. That's Blitzarv's not touching the ball. It's funny, Blitzarv said he in the post game, he said he felt it. He felt like it was definitely touched, but then when he watched it back, when they were reviewing, he's like, oh, that doesn't look touched in the slightest. Christy Estelle says Collingwood got robbed. I mean, yeah, 14 of the last 18 free kicks. You can make that case for sure. Danger carried Geelong and loss, and the loss will teach us a few things, says Matt, JDICRZ. 100%. I actually don't mind these losses every now and then. I think winning too much is not a good thing. I think we have a good opportunity to reflect players, club, fans. We can reset now, and now there'll be more desire to win that game against Fremantle. It's just like a mental reset in the way I see it. I actually don't think it's the worst. I think it's almost a good thing, really, to be fair. Duke Lab says Pies fans need to stop talking about lids and wait and see if we make the grand final. I think we're all we've tempered our emotions pretty well, I think, up until this point. But if that's the way you see it, fair enough. I think that's pretty much everything. I love how we fight to the end of every game. On to the next one, says N.Sunyo. Tom Rooney says Pendles needs another 2 years. He was our highest rated player yesterday. Would you believe that? Like, what are we seeing? Yeah. Pendlebury, Stakos, Pendlebury and side bottom man, far out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm loving every single second of this season. Although the result didn't go away, I think it was a loss we needed. You can't be flying too high. You must come down a little bit. And I just don't like the idea of peaking too early. Sydney did that last year. Geelong did that last year, although they made the prelim. But they had this period of time, Geelong, after they won like the first 6 or 7 games last year. They had a down period and then they bounced back. So champion teams need to respond, come back against Fremantle and win convincingly. So that's all I got for you guys today. And if you want to be a part of this moving forward, follow Pies_footy on Instagram and go Pies.